Back with us again, Ashleigh Banfield, host of Banfield here on NewsNation, Jesse Weber, anchor for the Law and Crime Network, and Chris Hansen, host of the podcast Predators I've Caught. All right, Ashleigh, you've been all over this story. Can you tell us anything more about what this plea deal was that was offered, and are you surprised that he didn't take it?
Yeah. Let me be really, really clear. I can't tell you that the prosecutors offered one. I can tell you in the years that have led up to where we are today, it was something he said he would never consider and was asked multiple times to consider because this is such a slam dunk case against him, given that the case against Lori was trickier and she got nailed. So the idea that this is a death penalty case was floated to Chad many times. Look, you have got to let us save your life. And my source close to his family said he absolutely was convinced he's going to beat the rap, and he refused to even consider the idea of a deal. Not that the prosecutors offered one, just that he was dead set against it.
Wow. All right. But here is what I think may be a significant moment in this case. And Jesse, tell me if this is going to help his defense. This is Chad Daybell's attorney, John Pryor, saying his client's children are going to testify in defense of their dad.
They're going to talk about their mother's use of various medicinal treatments that she would use, oils that she would put on her leg, medicine and different herbs that she would take, and that her mother was suffering from, a number of maladies, and that she would refuse to go see a doctor.
Okay, let's be clear about this. So their idea is, we don't really know how Tammy died. Yes, prosecution saying she was asphyxiated. She had all these problems. She dies. 2 weeks later, he marries her in Hawaii. She dies right after the kids are killed. Out of all times for her to die from these different ailments. Sure, they'll say she used ointments, but that's when she dies? I'm sorry, I don't believe it. It's a creative argument, but it's really all they have at this point.
But are you surprised that they are pointing the finger at Tammy?
You mean at Lori?
At Lori, sorry, at Lori?
They have absolutely no choice. And remember, Lori kind of put the finger on Chad. Right now they're saying Alex Cox, who's Lori's brother, who they believe is the actual person that carried it out, we're going to put all the blame on him. He's dead. He can't fight for himself. And Lori was the manipulative one.
Is Lori expected to testify?
Oh, I would highly doubt. She's been standing by her man. I think she's still in her celestial cloud. I don't know what's up with her. She's been standing by him. She might have been able to save herself if she blamed Chad, but she wouldn't. I do want to say this one thing about the autopsy, because they exhumed Tammy once they saw all the shenanigans and they found dead bodies of children in Chad's yard. And they did determine that she was asphyxiated. So look, I'm sad for Chad's children, his adult children, and sure, they'll testify to save their father from the death chamber, but they are no match for forensics and a second autopsy that said, oops, we screwed up, and this poor, suffering late wife, Tammy Daybell, was actually asphyxiated.
Correct. Well, I think even if you buy into the argument that Lori was a sex temptress and lured him in, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Be that as it may, the evidence of these killings against him is very strong, and it appears that he's guilty as home.
And stronger than against her.
Absolutely.
I mean, the bodies were found on his property. So I was waiting to hear, how are they going to defend that? Well, he has a very big property. Maybe he didn't know that Alex Cox went on there. Do you know, Dan, the day they think the bodies were buried, he sends his wife at the time, Tammy, a text message. Hey, I burned some leaves out there. Oh, and I shot a raccoon. Very convenient text to send on that day of all days. Again, way too suspicious.
Yeah.
Wait, can I just add to that?
Quickly,
Jesse, you nailed it, but there's one more piece of that text that's the linchpin. And he said, and I buried that raccoon in the pet cemetery.
Right in that same spot.
And when they dug up the pet cemetery, there was no raccoon. There was a 17-year-old girl dismembered and burned.
And that's the point you got to come back to, is that the victims here, and
so brutal.
The evidence is just so overwhelming against this guy. We shall see. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.